Story time with Candace, in which Candace reads you a chapter from the short story she is writing. No, where'd the story go? Alright. Introduction. It happens slowly but suddenly. If that doesn't make sense, it's okay, because not much makes sense anymore. It started with leaves falling from trees, paper clips, bobby pins, light objects slowly drifting away from their positions, slightly upwards, then falling back to the surface they were once resting on. It was an unexplainable phenomenon. It lasted only a few moments, but everyone witnessed, and panic ensued. A few days passed. The cherry floated from my cigarette and set fire to the dust bunnies that had collected on the ceiling of my bedroom. I never smoked indoors, but with the world ending around me, it didn't seem to matter much anymore. Weeks passed, and slightly heavier objects began floating every once in a while. Instead of going into the drawer for a spoon, you climbed a chair and took it from the ceiling. It was easier to let them float rather than trying to keep them in the drawers anyways. No one figured this would affect us directly, but when the neighborhood cats all disappeared, we decided to keep the dogs inside. Some people, the more paranoid, began tethering themselves to everything. No one let their children play outside anymore. Trampolines were considered morbidly dangerous. Helium balloons, terrifying. We didn't have any answers. Had gravity forsaken us, or God? Honestly, we hadn't even formulated real questions. We were scared and on unstable footing. We stood by helplessly as each day heavier and heavier objects began floating away out into the atmosphere. People have all sorts of fears and paranoias: drowning in the ocean, plane crashes, your house burning down. But really, when you wake up with a hole in your ceiling and you watch as your pet hamster, cage and all, floats up, up, and away, you develop an entirely new category of fears. Come back soon for Chapter 1. In which the first wave of children float away. Ha ha ha. That was terrifying.